Hello, it's Reviews Day Tuesday. It's time for a new episode of Discworld Discourses, and today I am going to be talking about Night Watch. This is the 29th book in the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett, first published in 2002. In this book, Sam Vimes, commander of the City Watch of Ankh-Morpork, is accidentally sent back in time by 30 years, where he finds himself helping the Watch and his younger self survive the glorious revolution of the 25th of May. Night Watch is my favourite Discworld book. It's the Discworld book I have read the most, and I have been really looking forward to reading it as part of Discworld Discourses. Sam Vimes is my very favourite Discworld character, and Night Watch is an amazing book for him. If you like Sam Vimes, I don't think you could possibly dislike Night Watch. We see the best of Vimes, we see what makes him such an interesting character, how he has got to the position he is in society. Because he has tested so much in this book, he has to deal with being in the past and knowing what will happen and trying to make sure that it happens. He also has to take the place of his old mentor and take over his responsibilities and his role in what is to come, which is such a great concept. And then you add in that his younger self, young Sam, is there, and also several other characters that we know from the future, which is really enjoyable and rewarding for a Discworld reader. For instance, seeing where Colin and Nobby came from, we get to see young Vetinari, another one of my favourite Discworld characters, and other people as well, like Dibbler and Lucy. Also, I think that Night Watch has one of the best villains in the Discworld in Karsa. He is scary and hateful and recognisable. You can feel Vimes' frustration in wanting to defeat him. And there are other pretty bad villains in this as well, in Swing and Lord Winder. I think Night Watch is such a layered, interesting book. I feel like you could almost write an essay about something on every page. There's so much to think about, there's so much going on in the foreground and the background. The plot, the characters, the themes, and the writing are all great. To me, it's a showcase of what I love about Terry Pratchett and the Discworld. It's rather a dark book, although still hopeful and funny. More of a dry, sarcastic kind of funny than a laugh-out-loud kind of funny, but it's full of amazing, memorable quotes that I want to write down. As you may be able to tell, there's really nothing that I don't love about this book. It's full of amazing characters, both major and minor, both in the present and in the past, characters that we already know and characters who only appear briefly. I think the plot is outstanding. The whole time travel situation I don't find too confusing. I feel like it's handled well. I like how the book more or less starts and ends at John Keel's grave. I love the scene at the end between Vimes and Vetinari and what it shows about their relationship. I love how quickly the reader gets to understand how important that 25th of May was to everyone who was there, through the lilac flowers, through the song that they remember. I recommend Night Watch, although I would say that it doesn't mean quite as much if you have not read the previous City Watch books. I wouldn't call it a particularly good place to start reading the Discworld series. The characters that Vimes finds himself meeting in the past, it just has more impact when you also know who they are. And I feel like the whole time travel element could be more confusing too if you're not already pretty well versed in, Discworld and Ankh-Morpork and the concept of the time travelling monks. But anyway, to me, Night Watch is perfect. I can't give it less than 5 out of 5. That's how much I love this book. It's a big day. It's my first ever review with a 5 out of 5. But there's not really anything in this book that I don't love. I can't think of any excuse to lower the score at all, and I don't want to. I'm so happy that I got to reread Night Watch, and I can't wait to read it again. If you liked Night Watch as well, what should you read next? Thud is the next City Watch book, and it's also another really good one for Sam Vimes, so I'd recommend that one. Thief of Time has a similar sort of vibe as well. If you didn't like this book, then maybe try The We Free Men, which is the next book in the Discworld series, and it's the first Tiffany Aching book. Some facts about Night Watch. This is the first main sequence Discworld book illustrated by Paul Kidby, although of course he was the illustrator of The Last Hero after the death of Josh Kirby, who illustrated the previous books. The cover is a parody of the Rembrandt painting Night Watch, which is shown on the back cover of some of the editions, and it features the late Josh Kirby in the picture, in the position where Rembrandt is believed to have painted himself. A 5-part BBC Radio 4 adaptation was broadcast in 2008, with Philip Jackson playing Sam Vimes. That is it for today's Discworld Discourses. I would love to know what you think about Night Watch if you have read it. My next Discworld Discourses will be on the 7th of April, and I will be reviewing The We Free Men, and you can see the full list of Discworld books and when I'm planning on reviewing them in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Let's move across to the end screen. If you'd like to see my latest video or some more Discworld Discourses, then you can do so below me here, and you can also subscribe to my channel or visit my website if you wish to, beside me here. And if you fancy checking out my Patreon page, the link to that is in the description below. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon.